What if I told you I ran across a Warlock build that is so toxic and it spreads poisonous fume to every PvE combatant in Destiny 2's battlefield? And at the exact same time, it'll give you almost 100% survivability. And I promise you, everyone, to thank you for using this build in your fire team, because this build is absolutely amazing. And it involves around the exotic Warlock gauntlets, Necrotic Grip, and also the Thorn exotic hand cannon. Not only will you be able to spread toxic fumes, but you'll be able to spread Scorch like crazy to enemies. And then also, you'll be able to power up your transcendent energy pretty fast. So in this video, I'm gonna go over this full Warlock build so you'll know exactly how to use it and the benefits of every feature of this build. Also, I definitely want to tell you guys welcome to the channel. I appreciate the support. Now, the first thing I love about this build is that it's not predicated on using a seasonal artifact. And what that means is no matter what season we're in, this build is going to be broken, so you can use it over and over again. Now, the main magic of this build starts with the exotic gauntlet Necrotic Grip, and it has the perk Grasp of Devourer. So basically, when you hit a target with a melee, it poisons them. Now, it deals increased damage over time, and it spreads the poison all over the battlefield to affect all the enemies that are in sight. And this is the perfect weapon to pair with glaives, which are very popular in Destiny 2. And what's crazy, every time you use a melee with a glaive, you're gonna trigger the Grasp of the Devourer perk. So you're gonna spread this toxic fumes all over the place. So not only are you gonna poison the enemies, you're gonna do increased damage over time, and then you're gonna spread the poison all over the place to other enemies. This is pretty amazing, guys. And the exotic Thorn hand cannon is gonna pair well with Necrotic Grip. Because of its intrinsic trait, Market of Devourer is already gonna be spreading poisonous to enemies also. And what's crazy, Thorn bullets is also gonna spread Grasp of the Devourer from Necrotic Grips to enemies as well. So what this means, every enemy that you kill with Thorn is gonna continue to spread poisonous fumes to nearby targets. So as long as you keep getting kills with targets or hitting targets with this weapon, you're going to continue to put poison all over the battlefield. And because you're pairing light and darkness, this is really going to help with transcendence. So you're going to gain increased ability regeneration, increased weapon damage, and damage resistance against combatants. If you don't want to use the Thorn, you can also use the Necrochasm and also the Osteo Stringer submachine gun. And they're definitely both good choices because they also pair well with Necrotic Grip. And when I first came across this build, I actually was using Osteo Stringer. However, with having the opportunity to have unlimited ammo with Thorn and also its damage stacking capabilities, this is the great weapon to use with this build. For my other weapons, I'm using the glaive because it perks well with the Grasp of the Devourer perk that's on the Necrotic Grips. So during melee, it actually perks more damage. Also using Edge Transit Grenade Launcher because it has the stabilizing rounds. Because when I defeat a target, it's going to create a void burst, and hitting other targets with the burst makes the volatile grants you volatile rounds for a short duration. That's going to cause more damage and have enemies exploding like crazy. So with this loadout, we're getting debuffs, we got stuff exploding everywhere, and we also got poison getting spreaded everywhere. So this is pretty much going to guarantee that nothing survives around us, and it's going to do massive damage to bosses. And for our super, we're using Song of Flame, because with Song of Flame, it's going to help us spread Scorch with our kinetic weapons, and it's going to help us regenerate grenade energy like crazy. So we're going to be spreading poison all over the place, Scorch all over the place, and at the exact same time, we're going to help with our ability cooldown. And for our class ability, we're using Phoenix Dive because that's going to help cure nearby allies, so we're going to be able to help keep ourselves and people alive. For your melee, you can use any melee, but I am using the Stasis melee. You can use any melee that you like, but I like freezing targets, and then also it's going to spread Grasp of the Devourer, so any melee is good to use. And for my melee, when my healing grenade is unlocked, I will be using that for survivability. For our aspects, first we're using Feed the Void because Final Blows restores health, grants grenade energy, and extends Devour. And also we're going to use Helion because it's going to give us a solar molar that lobs flaming projectiles at distant targets, and it's also going to spread Scorch and Ignition to help targets explode. Also, if you feel that this video helped you or at least entertain you, hey, feel free to sub to the channel and like this video. And like I said, I do appreciate your support. So now let me give you guys the fragments that you want to use with this build. This is the only few things that I don't have unlocked, but this is going to take this build to a whole nother level, so listen closely. Now, I do have Facet of Dawn unlocked. Now when we use our melee, it's going to make us radiant, and Final Blows is going to make nearby allies radiant as well. And on top of that, it's going to make our weapons do increased damage to combatants. And with Facet of Hope, which I do have unlocked, that's going to give us an elemental buff, so our class ability energy is going to regen faster. And with Facet of Sacrifice, every ability Final Blow is going to grant us darkness, transcendent energy. With Facet of Grace, defeating targets with kinetic weapons is going to grant you bonus transcendent energy. So that means Thorn is going to continue to perk us transcendent energy, which is amazing. amazing. And if you defeat a target with your super, it's going to grant you and nearby allies bonus transcendent energy. And with Facet of Devotion, because we're using a stasis melee, it's going to debuff grant us bonus light transcendent energy. So with this build, we're spreading poison, we're spreading scorch, we're stacking debuffs, and we're staying unkillable, and we're even spreading volatile light. Alright guys, so let's take a look at the armor mods that is really making this thing just an awesome, amazing killing machine, and it's really, like I said, gonna set you apart on the battlefield in PvE. And one of the main reasons we're gonna use these mods is to help us stack orbs so we can hit with our ability cooldown and spread poison all over the place. So for the helmet, we're going with Kinetic Ciphers, with rapid final blows create an orb of power. Next, we're using Dynamo because it's gonna reduce our super cooldown when using our class ability near targets. And we're also using Heavy Ammo Finder, so we'll have plenty of heavy ammo when we get to those high damage phases. And for our gauntlets, we're using Heavy Handed because melee final blows is going to create orbs of power. Also Focusing Strike because it's going to grant class ability energy when we cause damage with our parried melee attack. And Grenade Kickstart to reconsume grenade energy when we're using armor charges. And on our robes, we're using damage resistant mods. On our boots, we're using Insulation, which reduces class ability cooldown each time we pick up an orb of power. Also Innervation, which reduces grenade cooldown each time you pick up an orb of power. And Invigoration, which reduces melee cooldown each time you pick up an orb of power. And on our bond, we're using Bomber, which reduces grenade cooldown when using your class ability. Also Outreach, which reduces your melee cooldown when using class ability. And Powerful Attraction, which automatically connects nearby orbs of power when you activate your class ability. Also, if you like Destiny 2 builds for Warlocks, Titans, and Hunters, I would suggest you watch this playlist next. Also, don't forget to like and sub. You guys have a blessed day. Peace.